This is Professor Watson again, and I want to do a follow-up video specifically on the conversions, because since my last video, we have updated the way the conversions look in section 8. The table is transposed. So in the original video that I have, tutorial video, my columns are now your rows, and my rows are now your columns. And so I thought it might be a good opportunity to go back through and explain maybe a little bit in more detail, because I get a lot of questions about part C and D. So just to review, it's all the same. It just looks different on your view. So this is the updated template. So what we're seeing here is exactly what you see in your assignment. All right, so going through the example, okay, you're given an initial quantity. Here we've got 25 fluid ounces per kilogram. And what you're trying to do is to convert this to milliliters per pound. Okay, so in the final units, that should say milliliters per pound. Okay, and you've got to be able to convert fluid ounces per kilogram to milliliters per pound. And you do this by changing your units. Okay, so for example, that fluid ounces needs to be converted to milliliters. Okay, so we can replace fluid ounces with milliliters by writing a fraction with whatever we're trying to replace in the opposite part of the fraction, right? We've got the numerator and the denominator. Right now, that fluid ounce is in the numerator. We want to get rid of that fluid ounce. We get rid of it by dividing that fluid ounce by fluid ounce. In other words, if the fluid ounce is in the numerator that we want to get rid of, we're going to put fluid ounce in the denominator of this unit that we're multiplying by, okay? Because this fluid ounce in the numerator and this fluid ounce in the denominator are going to cancel out. And the same way with, right, once that fluid ounces cancels out, we'll have remaining that ml, that milliliters in the numerator in our final answer. And then we want to replace the kilograms in the denominator with pounds. So since the kilogram is in the denominator, we're going to put kilograms in the numerator here in this unit and put the pounds in the denominator, because that's what we're wanting to have in our final answer, okay? So if we want to get rid of a unit, we put it in the opposite part of the fraction. If the fluid ounce is in the numerator that we want to get rid of, when we multiply, we put that fluid ounces in the denominator. And if we're trying to get rid of the kilograms in the denominator, we put the kilograms in the numerator on that unit that we multiply by. Okay, and then and you can see this in the first ratio, we're using this conversion chart, right? And we can find on line 5, on that row 5, that 1 fluid ounce equals 29.5735 milliliters. So that's our ratio that we're going to use. In our units, we got milliliters per fluid ounce. So we're going to type that in as equal F5, that's the number of milliliters, divided by B5, the number of fluid ounces. Okay. Same thing with the kilograms per pound. We're going to write that as the formula kilograms divided by pounds. So where we have in row 4, we've got 1 kilogram equals 2.20462 pounds. Okay, so we got kilograms per pound, so we're going to have equal B4 divided by F4 for that formula. Okay, and then for the final quantity, we're going to multiply everything that we've done. So initial quantity, B17 times the first ratio, E17 times the second ratio, H17, and that will give us our final answer of 335.358 in the example. All right, so it follows same way in part A, part B. Part C is a little more complicated because we don't just have feet per gallons, we have feet squared per gallons. And we have 3 ratios that we'll be using. With the feet squared, I would suggest that you separate that feet squared into feet times feet, right, and then per gallon. So if we want to replace the feet in the numerator, we're converting to square meters. So we want to get rid of the feet in the numerator. So we're going to put feet in the denominator for that first unit. And it's feet squared, converting feet squared to meters squared. So we're going to do the exact same thing, meters per feet in the second unit. Okay, that's converting the feet squared to meters squared. Now we want to convert the gallons to liters. The gallons are in the denominator, so we're going to start out by putting gallons in the numerator, and we want to convert that to liters. So that way our final unit will be meters squared per liter. And then I'll let you go back and fill in those ratios, right? So you'll have that equal meters per feet. You'll find that in the conversion chart and enter those cell references. And you can do that just by clicking, right? Start out with your equal sign, click on meters, wherever meters are, there's meters per feet. All I'm doing is clicking on that. I'm not typing in anything. It's just a matter of clicks. And then you can go through that same way. And for part D, you've got milliliters per kilograms times hours. Same process there. If you want to convert milliliters to teaspoons, you put the teaspoons in the top, milliliters in the denominator. That's the milliliters, what you're trying to get rid of. Same thing with the kilograms and the hours, both of those from the denominator. So when you're doing your ratios, you're going to put the kilograms in the top, pounds in the bottom, numerator, denominator. And then to convert the hours to days, you'll put the hours in the numerator, days in the denominator. Okay. Hope this is helpful. Let me know if you have any questions.